Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you all are good. My name is Nitish, and Vishal, this is for the SAS. Okay, so my name is Nitish, and I am a consultant trainer at Sankhyana Consultancy Service from the last 5 years. Okay, so let us first talk about the Sankhyana. So Sankhyana is an IT firm which provide you the consulting, analytic, and training to the student and professional from the last 8 years. Okay, so today this is our the first day of orientation. Okay, and in this orientation we are going to discuss on the topic how to mitigate the bank risk through the SAS analytics. So today in this session we are mostly focused on the what is SAS, okay, and how we are going to do the analytics through the SAS. Okay, now so first we will discuss what is SAS. Okay, what is SAS? What is SAS analytics? So if I say SAS, right? So SAS stands for your statistical analysis system, which is your highly flexible and integrated software system to that is used to access the data, manage the data, analyze the data, and present the data. Okay, so here we are using the SAS in the banking field to mitigate the risk. Okay, so here the SAS banking analytics help you to resolve the several fraud related issues, and it can meet the need of the bank and the other large corporations which are equipped to handle the large volume of data stored in their databases. Okay, so here the SAS is the great experience for the bank. Okay, actually SAS is already working from the 1970, right? So approx you can say the 20 year of experience it's have. Okay, so SAS analytics provide you an integrated environment for predictive and descriptive modeling, data mining, text analytics, and forecasting, optimization, and simulation and experimental design. So here SAS help you to reduce the risk and improve the customer relationship to enhance the customer experience to store the customer confidence. SAS also help you to reduce the operational losses and combat the financial crime in order to accurately provision the capital, and also it also ensure you the customer confidence. So here the managing fraud, right? It is a very serious business as fraudsters are continually finding the creative way to uncover the point of exposure and accept detection to illicit fund. So bank must adopt more effective fraud detection and prevention strategy. Okay, because the digital payment are right now rapidly becoming and it is more preferred by the consumer. Okay, so here the challenge for the payment provider in tuning their fund detection system to estimate losses from the false negative without annoying the customer by declining the valid transaction due to the false positive. So with the sophistication and the velocity of the attack, right? So this will require a solution that can correlate the event and quickly apply the machine learning to identify the greatest threat in the real time. So based on these insights, right? So you can decide which alert warrant action, and even the financial organization have the embraced new payment methodology, but this has increased the mobile and online transaction, have introduced the new risk for the bank, and created the new requirement for the fraud mitigation. So right now, right, bank, as you know that bank receive the cash inflow from the various sources. Okay, the and the first important source are the bank deposit, like you can say the saving account, you can say term account, and so on, right? So in return, right, the depositor receive the fixed or you can say the variable interest payment. So another source is that the shareholder or the investor who buy the share, which give them an ownership in the bank. So if the firm make a profit, then a percentage can be paid to the shareholder as dividend. So both the saving money and the shareholder capital are essential element of the bank funding. Okay, so here the bank will use the money obtained to make the various investment, and the first investment, and you can say the part of the key banking activity is the lending, that is you give the loan to someone. So here the bank, right? Bank will lend money to the obligors so that they can finance the purchase of the house or a car, even for the study or for the traveling also. Right? So other investment could be buying the various market securities such as bonds or stocks. Okay. So note that okay, these investments always have the risk associated with them. And here the obligor could default and not pay back the loan, and here the market could collapse and decrease the value of the security. So, given that here the societal impact of the banks in many economic systems, they need to be well protected against the risk they are exposed to. So, here the bank failure should be avoided at all the time, and the risk that the bank take on their asset side should be compensated by the appropriate liability to safeguard their depositors. So these people, right, should be granted to always get their saving money back whenever they want it. So banks should have the enough shareholder capital as a buffer against the losses. And we could also include the retained earning and the reserve that look at the equity or the capital. In other word, we can say like that a well-capitalized bank has a sufficient amount of equity to protect itself, okay, against its various risks. So here there should be a direct relationship between the risk and equity. Fine. So today, right, today in today in our orientation session, right, that is of 1 hour, that we are going to discuss about the what is SAS, right, what is the framework, and how does SAS deliver the better risk management. So let us first talk about the SAS. Okay, what is SAS? So SAS is your highly flexible and integrated software environment that is used to access the data, manage the data, analyze the data, and present the data. Okay, and this SAS was developed by the Dr. James Goodnight at North Carolina State University in 1926, and it is now the owned and maintained by the SAS Institute. Okay, so this SAS, right, is a powerful tool, you can say, which is used for the data manipulation, okay, and even you can use it for the analysis and to create the report also. So that's why it is called as a analytical tool, okay. So the beginning in your 1970, right, the SAS was developed for your agriculture purpose, okay. The SAS was developed for the in the beginning, right, in 1920. The SAS was developed for only the agriculture purpose to analyze the agricultural data. At that time, the 8 universities come together under the NIH, that is your National Institute of Health, to solve the problem of analyzing the data. Okay, and then the small statistical model is created that time. So, few of our professor, you can say like Anthony Barr, James Goodnight, John Sall, and the Jim Helbig, okay, who has developed the SAS and founded the SAS Institute. Okay, so today almost right, if I talk about the customer, so today almost in 147 countries are using the SAS, and almost you can say we have the 20,000 employees worldwide, even more than that. I'm just talking with the previous data. Okay, now, so what does SAS do? So SAS help you to access the data. Okay, the first step of your framework, SAS framework, is that it help you to access the data. Then what is the meaning of access the data? But before accessing the data, right, we need to understand what is the data. Okay, so can anyone unmute, or even you can write it in the chat box? What is the meaning of data? Anyone? I'm saying like that. Okay, SAS, the first step of your SAS is to access the data, right? So, what is the meaning of data for them? What do you understand by data? Anyone? Not a problem. Whether it is wrong or right.
Hello. Uh,
Ah, yes, Isaac.
am I? Yeah. Okay. I think it's that is not yet processed. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. You are audible, Isaac.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm saying it's a raw data that is not yet processed.
Ah, you can say like that. Yeah, correct. So, so data can be lower. Suppose data can be in any form, right? It can be in your text data, audio data, right? If you are getting the information, right? If you are getting the information from that data, okay, then you can call it as a data. Means the data, right? The data is a meaningful information, and it may be in the form of your text data, video, the log file, okay, like that. It can be in the different form, right? Now, so in SAS, right? In SAS, your data is categorized into your two parts. Okay, one is your structured data. Okay, one is your structured data, and another one we call it as a unstructured data. Okay, so what is the meaning of structured data in the SAS? Structured data means having the fixed rows and column. Okay, the data will be present in the rows and column. That is tabular data, right? We know that the table consists of rows and column. In the same way here, SAS always work on the tabular data. Okay, so that's why here when we are working with the data in the SAS, okay, so SAS has categorized the data into a two part. One is your unstructured data and another one is unstructured data. So SAS can work on both the structured data as well as unstructured data. So structured data, as you know, it is in the tabular form. But what about the unstructured data? So unstructured data, right? It can be in your text file, right? Or it CSV file. Okay, so like that, CSV file. What is your CSV file? That is comma separated value. Suppose I am writing my name, that is Nitish Kumar. Okay, suppose Nitish is my first name, and okay, this is in the first name column, and Kumar is in the last name. But okay, but these two value will be separated by a comma. So like that, it can access say the unstructured data also. If your data is not in the tabular form also, what SAS will do that it will access and it will convert that data into the structured one, that is tabular form. Okay, and then it will work. Now coming to the accessing the data. Okay. Hmm. So what is the meaning of accessing the data? So SAS help you to access the data in any desired format that we want. Okay, we can access the data that is stored anywhere, whether it is in your system or the data is stored in the another database system, like you can say the Oracle, Teradata, right? So even the data present in your databases also, SAS is easily able to access that data. Even it can also access the Excel file, CSV file, right? And it help you to access the data in a very easy manner. Now, coming to after accessing the data, okay, we need to manage. Okay, what is the meaning of manage? That is manipulate. Okay, so second SAS framework is that second step you can say after accessing the data we need to manage the data. So SAS help you to manipulate the data, and it allow you to format your data into the SAS environment. And even though we can here after accessing the data, right, we can manipulate the data, and we can even create and delete the variable. Fine. So what is the meaning of variable? So yes, Vishal Sunday. Okay, just now I saw your message. Okay, yeah, correct. So I was discussing about the managing, right? We can delete and create the variable. What is the meaning of variable here? So as you know that your table consists of rows and column, right? Consists of rows and column. So here the row from your table in SAS we call it as a observation. Okay, we call it as a observation, and the column from your table, it is called as a variable. Okay, row are called observation in SAS, and the column from your table, it is called as a variable. Getting? And the table, okay, we call table in SAS as a data set. So what we can say that the table consists of rows and column. But when you are coming to the SAS, okay, we call table as a data set, and we called like that. Data set consists of variable and observation. Okay. Now, so while manipulating your data, right, you can create the variable, you can create the new column, you can delete the existing column also. Even you can use the operator to evaluate the data value also. And SAS help us to subset the data and also help you to perform the conditional processing, and it help you to merging the two different data sources, means two different table also, and help you to creating, retrieving and updating the different database information. After that, after this manipulating the data, we need to analyze the data, right? As you know, the SAS help you to, what is the full form SAS? That is statistical analysis system. Means we are doing the analysis of the data, right? So SAS help you to analyze the data. So after the managing process, we will analyze the data to perform the simple evaluation. So Basis provide you the powerful data analysis tool, and we can here produce the table, you can say frequency count, even we can perform the cross tabulation of the data, right? And we can even create the variety of the report, variety of the charts and graph plot, and it is going to provide you all the statistical algorithm, right, including the mean, sum, variance, standard deviation, right, that is used for the analysis, from which or you can use all the summary function, right, to do the analysis here. Okay. Now, after the analysis, and you can say after the analysis and creating the graph and the different chart, we have to present it. Okay, we have to present it to our stakeholder, to our client, right? So how will you do that? So we need to present our analysis report into a different form. So how will you do that? So here present the data help you to present the data into the different format. You can even present your analysis report in the form of list, graphics reports, and summary. Okay, and it will present the result of the analysis in the significant report in the multiple format, like you can say like that HTML, that is your hypertext markup like language. Few of you are already aware about the HTML, right? HTML, that is your, through which we create the web pages, right? So HTML, that is hypertext markup language. After that, the RTF, that is RTF means rich text format. This is just a word file, okay? And even you can export it into the PDF also. Fine. Now, so let us understand, okay? Uh, Let us understand it through the SAS Studio where we work. So let me go to the SAS Studio where I will show you practically how we can access the data. My screen is visible to you. And those who have not filled this form, please fill this form like that. We have attended this session. Okay. So I am sharing this link to you in the chat box. So you can fill this. Now, so this is your SAS studio, right? Now, see that. Here we have the SAS studio where we write the code. Okay, so we have the three enterprises of okay, three interfaces, not enterprises, sorry. So we have the three interfaces, okay, interfaces where we write the code. One is your SAS studio. Right now we are working on that SAS studio. The second one we have the SAS enterprise guide. SAS enterprise guide. And the third we have SAS windowing environment. Okay, so as a beginner, right, we should have the knowledge of any one of these three. Okay, so you can even write your code on your SAS studio. This is just one interface, right? You can write your code on the SAS enterprise guide and the SAS windowing environment. So these are the three interfaces where you can write the code. Fine. Now, so in your SAS, right? In your SAS, we have the three. In your SAS, we have total two steps. One is your data step. One is your data step. Okay, data step which help you. Let me write here a step which help you to access the data. Right, this data step, right? You can use it for creating the data set, right? You can create it, use it for the manipulate the data. So what will I do that? I will comment this part. Okay. So one we have the data step, and the another we have the procedure step. So I can write it here, the procedure step, or proc step, even you can call it. Okay, proc step. So in SAS, we have only the two steps, data step and proc step. Proc step means procedure step. Fine. So this data step, right? This data step help you to create the data, and even you can use it for the manipulating the data. And coming to the procedure step, right? You can use this procedure step to create the different report. You can say you can create the different graphs with the help of the procedure step. So in SAS, we have only the two step, data step and procedure step, that is proc step. Now, how do we write the code for this data step and procedure step? So data step, we it start with the data, okay? It start with the data keyword, or even you can call it the statement, a data keyword. It start with the data keyword. Suppose I am writing one code, okay? Data one set self dot class and run. Now, so you can see that here when I'm writing this code, the data set and the run is highlighted. Why it is highlighted? Because this is the keyword. Okay. So data step which is help you to that help you to create the new data set. So what we are doing that here, this data is creating the new data set. Okay, new table you can say. This data step help you to create a new table, that is one, by reading the class data set from your SAS self library and run. So where is that library? So when you click on this library, okay, you will find the different data here in your SAS. These are the different library you can say in our SAS. We have the map. Okay, we have this is our user defined library. All this PG1, PG2, clinical. This is the library created by me. Okay, so when you will go to the SAS library, so this SAS library is the read-only library. You cannot manipulate. You cannot save your data into your SAS library, but you can access the data from your SAS library and you can manipulate the data, but you cannot save it. This is your read-only library. The SAS is your read-only library. You can only read it. Okay. So when you will scroll down, you will find that we have the class data in the SAS library. You can see that here we have the class data. What you do, just click on this. When you will click on this, right, you can see that we have the data which is containing the five variable, you can say five column, that is your name, sex, age, height, and weight. And how many row we have? We have total 19 row. Getting? We have total 19 row. In your SAS language, you can say like that. We have total 19 observation and five variable, right? Now, coming to this, okay. So we have total 19 row and 5 column. Go to the program, okay. So here what we are doing, here we are writing data1 set class and run. So this data step, right? Data step, it start with the data keyword and it run with the end keyword. Okay. Now, so here, what we are doing here, we are creating the new table, that is one. Okay, by accessing this set keyword, right? This set keyword help you to read the data from the existing file. So you can see that here we are reading the class data. Okay, class table from your SAS help library. When you will execute this, whatever the data, whatever the rows and column is available in your class data, it is going to copy into your one data set. Execute this, you will find that we are creating the one data set. See here, work.1. Okay, this one, the newly created table. Okay, so with the help of the data step, what we are doing? We are creating the new table, that is the name of that table is one. And in that table, okay, we have all the data, all the, you can say the copy of your class data, okay, we are creating. Now, what I want, suppose we have in this data, we have the, in your sex, we have the male student also, the female student also, right? We have the age also, right? Height and weight. So what I want only the male student. Okay, what I will do that? I will write where sex is equal to male. Right here, male and semicolon. Now execute this. When you will execute this, you will find that you are getting only the male candidate in your one data, one table from your class data set. So what we are doing, we are just accessing this class data from your SAS library and we are working on that. Okay. And whatever the changes, whatever the manipulation we are doing here. Okay. Suppose I'm specifying one condition that I want only the male candidate, sex equal to male. Okay. So it is not going to manipulate your original data. Okay. So whenever you are working with any organization or any company, right, you cannot directly manipulate, you cannot directly alter the original data. So this class data is your original data, right? You cannot alter it. So what we can do that, we are accessing that, okay, and then we are manipulating, and whatever the manipulation, whatever the altering we are doing, okay, that is going to show in your one data set, in your one output table. Fine, execute this. You can see that only male candidate you are getting. Suppose I am writing one more condition, and I'm writing, I want the age to be greater than 13. Okay, I want all the students whose age greater than 13 and the students sex should be male. Execute this. You can see that all the student whose age greater than 13 is coming and all the male student is coming here. Suppose if you want to print, okay, if you want to print, how will you do that? So we have the procedure step here, right? So this proc step, or even you can call it as a procedure step, which start with your proc keyword, proc, okay, and it end with the run, okay. Now proc step, the you can say procedure step, it start with the proc keyword and end with the run. Now I want to print my data, okay, I want to create a report. So what will I do that? Proc print, okay, data is equal to, and see here we are getting the data set 1, we are getting the table 1. What will I do that? I will write here 1 and I will select this code and I will execute this. You can see that the output table that we are creating now, it is coming to a printed form, into the report form, right? Even you can suppose we have the data, we have the class data, right? And this is a very small data. We right now here we have only the 19 observation, right? Suppose I want to know that how many male and female candidate is there in my data set. How will I do that? I will use the proc_fric. So proc_fric data is equal to SAS dot class, okay, and I will write here the table. I will write the column name which is containing the male and female student. After that, run. What you do? Select this code and execute this. You can see that it is telling me the frequency of this male and female student, right? So in my class dataset, as we know that we have total 19 observations. So out of 19, okay, we have only the 10 male student. Okay, you can see that we have only 10 male student and 9 female student. Suppose we have the 1 lakh record, okay? At that time, you want to know that. How will you do that? So you will use this procedure. Fine. Okay. Now, so when we are writing the code here, suppose previous one, okay. Now, so suppose I am writing the code here like that. Data one, the previous code of your data step, data one set SAS dot class and run. Fine, I'm writing the same code. So here you can see that this highlighted one, data, set, and run. This one, this all these three is your keyword. Okay, this highlighted one is your keyword. Fine, this one. So what is your one? One is your table, right? Or you can say the data set name, the name of the output data. You can say data set name, or you can say it as the output table also. Output table name. Okay. Now, what is your SAS help? So SAS help is your name of the library. So where your table is available. Name of the library. And then what is your class? Class is your data set name. Or you can also say it as the input table. Okay. We are just accessing this input table. Okay. And we are working on that input table. Now, so one thing you can see that this data set and run, right? that is called as a keyword, one and class, that is your data set name, or even you can see say like that, this one is your output table name that we are creating, and the class is your input table, okay, which is present in your SAS library. Now, okay, so so after this, suppose we have the data, okay. So when I will scroll here, so you can see that I have, let me check, yeah. Hmm. So we have the data here, okay. We have the data in this input folder. We have the charity data, consultant data, right? And you know that the one data set, the table that we have created here, that is data one. What is the what is the extension of that data? So it is going to create the data set one dot SAS 7B DAT. Okay, this is the extension of this data. Okay, in this extension your data set is saved. Okay, slash 7b dat, one dot slash 7b dat. Fine. Now you can see that it will look the same. This is the table data. Okay, or you can call it as a slash data set also. We have the country.dat, we have country slash 7b dat. Okay, like that. We have the csv file also, xls file also, right? We have the CSV file also, right? We have the different type of file here, right? Whenever you can see that we have the DAT file also, text file also, right? That we have the different file, right? I want to work on this. I want to access that. So as in the beginning, I said like that. What I said, the SAS has only the two type of data. Okay, SAS has only the two type of the data. One is your structured data, and another one is your unstructured data. So this SAS data set, the one that we are creating, okay, the table, any data which is in your tabular form, Excel file, that is also comes under the structured data, right? And this CSV file, the one, let me show you the CSV file. Here we have the customer.csv, right? What you do, just go and view the file as a text. You can see that here, you can see that here, all the data, all the data value are separated by a comma here. See here, have a look. So this, so this is your column name. This OBS customer underscore type ID, customer underscore type. We have an customer underscore group underscore ID, customer underscore group. So these are the column name. Okay, and you can see this is your value. Okay, this is the value of your observation column, observation variable 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, like that. And see here, one column value is, okay, suppose this is your observation column, this is your customer underscore type underscore id column, and look at the value, how the value is separated. The value is separated by a comma. Okay, after that the value of your customer underscore type, right, it is separated by a comma, and it is written here. So like that, it is, see here, customer underscore group underscore ID. What is the value? That is value 10, and this value separated by a comma. Okay, so each column value are separated by a comma here. So this is your CSV file. Fine. After that, we have the DAT file, this one. What do you do? View the file as a text. So here you can see that how the value is available. See, suppose I want to access the data. How will I do that? This data is not a table of form. How will I do that? So like that, we want to check it. Even we have the donation.dat, right? What you can do that? Just go and check it. So like that, we have the data, right? And we want to access. So how we can access that? So this data is okay. This data country dot slash 7 bdat. Okay, this is the SAS data set. It is in the tabular data, right? Here the data is in the tabular, right? So here this data we can easily able to access that. So whenever we have to access the structured data, okay, whenever we have to access the structured data, we will use the libname statement. Okay, libname. You will write the libref. Okay, let me write the syntax. Libname, libref. Okay, after that you will write the engine name. Okay, engine name is what? Which type of data you want to access. Engine name. Okay, after that you can write it here engine underscore name, and then we write the path. Okay, where that data is available. So this is the and after a semicolon. What it is going to do, it is just going to create a library. You can also call it a library reference. Okay, and whatever the type you have written here. Okay, suppose I want to access the SAS data set here. Okay, so I will write here v9, or even you can write the base. Okay, base is the name, base is the engine for the SAS data set, and where that data is available, that is available in the input folder. Okay, so this is the way, okay, to access the structured data set. So you can write here access the structured data. Fine. Now to access structured data, and suppose I want to access this. Okay, I want to access all the SAS data set. So what will I do that? I will write here libname. Okay, and suppose I am writing any library. Okay, library difference. You can write anything. So suppose I am creating the name of the library difference as XYZ. Okay, XYZ. That is the name of my library. Okay, that I am creating here. After that, the engine name. So for the SAS dataset, what is the engine? The engine is base. I will write here base, and I will give the path of your input folder where all the data is available. So what I will do that I will go to the properties, and I will copy this path. Okay, and I will paste it within this quotes. Now, and before executing this code, okay, before executing this code, what will I do that? Go to the library, you will find that right now there is no any XYZ library reference name. You can see that there is no any library reference name, I mean XYZ. Now, as I will execute this code, okay, you can see that the library, the libref XYZ was successfully assigned. And go to the library, and you will find that here we have XYZ library reference that we are creating to access the data from your input folder. Okay, when you will click on this, right, you will find that all the data set, that is charity, consultant, country, customer, right, all the SAS data set is coming here. Fine. So this is the way to access. Suppose I want to access here this customer data, right? Suppose I want to access this country data. How will I access? So I will write here data. I will write the name of the output table that you want. Suppose I am writing here underscore one. Okay, underscore one. Okay, and I am writing here set statement, that is, you can see that what is the meaning of set. You can read an observation from one or more SAS data set. So I will write here set the name of the library where the data is available. So I will write here in XYZ library. So from your XYZ library, I want to access the country data. Okay, now run. execute this code, and you can see that here what we are able to access that data. And this data set consists of your six column and 7 rows. It means that it consists of 7 observation and 6 variable. Okay, fine. Even you can access the another data also, right? Suppose you are writing a xyz dot, and suppose you want to access the month 7_2011. Okay, if suppose you want to look up underscore country, you can select anyone and give a semicolon and execute this. When you will execute this, you can see that you are able to see that all the data here. Okay, and whatever the condition, if you want to apply any condition, okay, you can apply the condition on this data, okay, to get your required result. So you can see that where we have right now in this underscore one output table, we have the total 6 variable and 490 observation. Okay, we have total 490 row. Fine. So whenever we are writing, okay, so there is one more term here. This data step, there is one more term that I want to write it here. That is a statement. Okay, statement. What is the meaning of this statement? What is the meaning of this statement? So the statement means the meaning of this statement is that it is going to start with the identifying keyword data and end with the semicolon. Okay. So if anyone is asking like that, how many statements in your code, this code? You can see that it is starting with your data and end with the semicolon. Set, which is starting with your identifying keyword and ending with the semicolon. So every statement, okay, every statement in a SAS should end with a semicolon. Okay, so right now we have total the 3 statement here in my code. In my data step, okay, we have total 3 statement. Now, suppose if anyone is asking you, okay, how many statement in this code, in this data step, you can write it in the chat box. How many count the number of semicolon. Perfect. Vishal Sunday. Correct. That is 4. Okay. Now, so like that, we have like that you can write this code. So what we have learned right now, we have learned that we have total 2 steps in our SAS. One is the data step and another one is the procedure step. Okay, you can also call it a proc step. Fine. Data step, that is start with your data keyword and end with the run statement. In the same way, procedure step, that is going to start with the proc keyword and end with the run. And sometimes, right, sometimes this proc step end with the quit also. When sometimes it end with the quit also. That is the proc sequel. When you will learn the proc sequel, at that time, this procedure step will end with the quit statement. Okay. At that time, you will not use the run. Fine. Okay. Now, how will we access the unstructured data? So you can see that here we have the unstructured data also. Like that, we have the kastaka.csv file. Okay. How will I able to access view the file as a text? You can see that all the value are separated by a comma. Okay. How will I access that? If I will write this code, okay, then I will not able to access that. So whenever we have to access the unstructured data, okay, we will use the proc import. Okay, so what I will do that I will just copy this, okay, and I will paste it here to access the unstructured data. Okay, so what code will you write here? What syntax we are going to write? We are going to write the syntax for the proc import. So with the help of the proc import, okay, we will easily able to access the unstructured data. Suppose I am writing, what is the syntax? I will write here proc. To start with the proc import, you will write here the data is equal to, okay, data is equal to, you will write the input table. Sorry, you will write in the data is equal to, you will write here the path name. Okay, you will write here the path. Okay, you can here you can write the file name dot extension. Okay, after that, what you are going to write? You will write the out is equal to, you will write the data set name. So I'm writing here the DSN. Okay, that is data set name. You will write. After that, DBMS is equal to. So DBMS, what is DBMS? Database Management System. Okay. Now, so here DBMS is equal to, what does it mean? You can see that when you are writing DBMS, specify the type of data to import. So which type of file you want to import into the SAS. So you have to write it here. Data is equal to, or you can also say like
Hello.
that. Yes.
Sorry to interrupt, Nitesh, but I
Uh,
think we have to write proc import after that data file.
Sorry.
Yeah. Hello. Am I
Uh,
audible?
yes, you are audible.
Yes. I think we have to write their data file
Yeah, you can
where
write
you
it.
write the data.
Data file. Okay. Okay.
Well,
Yeah. Yes. So you are writing your DBMS is equal to, you will write here the which type of file you want to access here. Okay. So you will write here the engine name. Fine. After that, what you will write? If there is any sheet, right, you can write it, or we have one more option that is replace. Okay. Replace now and run it. That is semicolon and run. Fine. Now, now. So let me write one code here. Okay, this is just a syntax. Fine. Suppose I am writing here. Okay, proc import data is equal to data file. You can write data file is equal to. Okay. Now, okay, can you tell me if I am writing here the data, will it work or not? Vishal Sinde?
exactly. I don't know, but it's not work.
It will not work. Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. It will. Okay, fine. Okay. Proc import data file is equal to, suppose I want to access this CSV file. Okay. So what I will do that, I will just copy the path here. Control A, C, and paste it here within the code. Fine. After that, you will write here out is equal to, or you can write here the DBMS also. Which type of file you are accessing? DBMS is equal to, we are accessing the CSV file here. So you will write here CSV. Okay. and after that you will write here out is equal to the name of the output table. Okay, suppose I am writing here this underscore 2. Okay, underscore 2 and run. And so right now we are accessing this CSV file, right? So we have one more option, that is guessing rows. Okay, so this guessing rows will help you to decide the uh, help you to determine the type and the length of the column. So let me execute this, see what is happening, whether it is giving you the output or not. So, but you can see that here Bill Cuddy, right? That is the observation. It become the variable name. I don't like this. Okay, this is the observation. That is, this is the row, but there is no any columns. So SAS understand that like that the first row will be the column name, but it is not like that. This is the value of the column. This is the observation, not a column name. So what will I do that? Okay, I will just add here the replace option, because when I will execute again, okay, what is going to happen? It will give me a warning in the log window. So I will write here one more thing, that is, what should I write? Get name option we have. So get names is equal to no, and execute this and see here. Right now the first observation, the first row which become the column name, now it is coming as a observation. And see here what is variable 1, variable 2, variable 3, variable 4, variable 5, like that it is giving you. Getting this, everyone? So we have the guessing row equal to often here also. So that part we will see tomorrow. So this is all about the today's session. We are just about to end of the time. Okay, so we will. So any question, any doubt that you want to ask, okay, please let me know. So this is our one day. Okay, our orientation is of today. So this is the first day. Okay, same time tomorrow we have the second day orientation of this.